Hello. That looks a good angle. Hi, hello. Just give it a couple of minutes. I think I'm a bit early in getting in. So, just come to standing. Spread the toes and just check in. Bring your attention to the physical body. Just be aware of the sensations, what you're experiencing in the physical body. Just moving the weight around and becoming centered on the feet. Get the center of mass above the center of gravity. And just stand here. Roll the shoulders and let's just tune in, connect with the physical body, the breath, the sensations, the movements in the physical body. Keep the knees soft. And just pushing gently into the soles of the feet. And just give it another couple of minutes before we begin. Just a bit early. Just observing the natural breath. Maybe observe breath slowing down, becoming more even, more calm. And as you bring your attention to the physical body, the physical sensations, the body, the brain chatter becomes more focused on the present moment, the here and now. In one way, as soon as you go into thinking mode, you're either in the past or the future, worrying about what happened or anticipating what's going to happen, usually 90% of the time something negative, because that's the way we're our system is designed to protect us, if you like. And the only way to come back to that present moment is just to come to the physical body, bringing the attention to the breath. Just a few more breaths. The guard dog has gone to the front door. We'll just keep breathing here. Just give it another minute. Give it another minute. Spread the toes. Just keep checking that weight distribution on the feet. So if you lean forward, you'll get tension in the back body to sort of pull you back. And if you lean back a bit, then you'll have tension in the front body to pull you forward. And also you might be aware of more pressure on the heels or the balls of the feet. So that's two sort of ways of determining whether you're at equilibrium. Keep the knees soft. Just raise the shoulders. Nice deep breaths all the way in and out through the nose. As you start moving gently, just shrug the shoulders up and down, and then release them down. So it's the active part of the movement is the shoulders up, and then just relax completely and let the shoulders fall down. Keep the knees soft. Just stay here. A couple more breaths. I've got a notification here. that kind of movement was happening. You can see that me and Tech just don't get on. Shrug the shoulders and shake out. And then clasp the hands and take the arms up and push the hands up. Keep the knees soft, keep pushing down into the feet nice and strong. We're just going to come over to the right. Make sure that you're pushing down evenly into the left and right foot. Keep everything nice and straight along this plane. So it's just a side bend, chest facing the front. And feel that stretch. Bring the weight over to the right foot and push the outside edge of the left foot down for the stretch coming right up the side along the leg. And then back, soft knees, stretch up. And over to the left. Weight over onto the left foot. Outside edge of the right foot down. Stretching right over. Soft knees, come back to the center. Now we're going to come back over and either do the same again or intensify if you want to by taking the right hand and grabbing a hold of the left wrist and come over to the right. Weight onto the right foot. And then over to the right. Just turning the left foot. Turning onto the outside edge of the left foot. Stretch right up the left side. All the way up to the armpit. And soft knees. Shaking the shoulder, other side. Lifting up. Remember not to lock out the knees. And release. Back to the center. And give the arms a good old shake. The shoulders again. Now just circle round, palm tree posture, soft knees, hips facing the front, remember, and knees bent slightly. So we don't want to lock out the knees and then twist the hips round because then we'll get a twist in the knee. Don't really need to twist the knees too much. So just swing the arms freely, not controlling this movement. Keep moving. And gently come back to the center. Knees bent and fold forward. And just gently fold forward and just move the weight front and back on the feet. Weight onto the balls of the feet, weight onto the heels. Stretching out the backs of the legs. Don't worry if you can't touch the ground, it's fine. You could use a chair or a wall or anything you need to keep you stable. So knees not completely locked out, but just begin to start straightening them out bit by bit, just to intensify that stretch up the back of the legs. And then legs straight but not bent. Straight but not locked. And if you want, you can pick the toes. Just relax the neck and jaw. Lengthen through the torso on the inhale. Sweep the belly on the exhale. If you want, you can stand on your hands. Keep pushing down into the feet. Relaxing down. Lengthen through the lower torso as you inhale. Scoop the belly as you exhale. And release, bring the hands back out. Maybe take the feet a little bit wider, bend the knees a little bit, and just swing from side to side. So there's no controlling this movement. You're just moving the weight from side to side and the body's naturally just swinging round, and we're feeling a nice stretch across the back of the hips. Just release and relax the neck and the jaw. So the more you can plant yourself down into the legs, the more stable you're going to feel in your base here, the glutes, the shira. The more you're going to trust yourself to let go. Yeah. In my classes, if I see people that are maybe tensing up around the neck, around the jaw, it might be that they're just not feeling stable enough in the feet and they're scared they're going to fall over. So just release, swing from side to side. And then gently come back to the center and just reset the feet down, push down. We're going to just move, swing round to the right and try and keep the weight even on both feet and the weight pushing down into both hands also even. Push down, and the more you can push down into the hands and the feet, the more lightness you might feel around the hips and the pelvis, just to get a nice stretch. Make sure you don't lock out the knees. You need to really switch the muscles of the legs on so that this knee, especially when you turn into the right knee is going to get twisted. If you allow it to, push down strongly. Relax the neck. Daddy's crying. What's wrong, Daddy? You waiting for Daddy to come home? Couple breaths. And keep going deeper into this twist. And then pushing strongly into the feet and into the hands, and then come back to the center. Shake out how what are you doing behind there, and then round to the left. So pushing down strongly, hello, and pushing down into the hands. And make sure that you've got the weight even on both feet. Just now. Just posing. Pushing a little bit down into the hands, and again, you could have a chair, you could have blocks, whatever you need. It's really important to get that foundation, that grounding. It's going to help us to stretch. And then back to the center. And just release up slowly. Just release the back slowly. Walk the hands up the legs slowly. Come up. What's happened to my hair? Just have to try and keep it out of the way. And then back to our palm tree. Just round and round. Just releasing. Keeping the knees soft, remember, keeping the hips facing the front. Keep swinging. And then just shake out. Roll the shoulders. Shake out. Let's roll the shoulders and take a nice deep breath. Feel the breath coming right into the upper chest. Clavicular breathing. Inhale. Taking the arms back. Hold the breath in. And exhale, release. So only while you're comfortable to hold the breath in. Got any breathing conditions? You don't like holding the breath, that's fine. Don't force anything. Let's do another one if that's comfortable. Take the hands back onto the back of the waist. And feel the breath in the clavicles and also up to the head. And release. And then take the hands up, clasp the hands, and we're just going to take the arms back into a slight back bend. Don't overdo it just yet. Making sure that you've got that weight nice and even between the fronts and backs of the feet. Keeping the knees soft, really pushing down into the legs. So the legs is part of the core. From the feet up the legs, up the centre line, that's your core. That's what we want to switch on for your back bend. And then just come back to the centre, shake out the arms, and then take the palms flat and stretch back. Can you see? Oh, just at the top of the screen there. And again, just make sure the weight is even on the fronts and backs of the feet. Try and have a nice neutral spine, the low back here. And tuck the chin, and soft knees, neutral spine, back, and just release. Stand with me. And just shake out shoulders. I'm really hard when I woke up this morning, I could hardly move, so if it's noticeable in my movements, that's why. I'm trying to release it all day. And I can move a lot more than I could, but still not quite up to 100% movement. Okay, so take the foot wide and bend forward, keep the knees bent. So we're just going to keep the hands down in front and bend alternate leg. So just a small bend and feel the stretch in the straight leg. And really push down into the straight leg because we want to protect the knee again. If you let that go, it's going to bend sideways. So just going side to side. Trying to keep the weight even on both feet as you move. And you can deepen the stretch from side to side with every breath if you want, and maybe take the feet a little bit wider. Not forcing, just make sure that you give yourself the space that you need. And then you can start moving the hands. So it's just straight across, side to side, not twisting, just side to side, getting a nice stretch in the inner thigh. Just opening that stretch up. Harry, where you going now? And then widen it out and come all the way down and hold the stretch, but don't hold your breath. Pushing down into that foot to protect the knee. I'm going to twist round and into a lunge. So twisting all the way around to the right and just explore that stretch. So from the front, that's going to look like this. Just twisting side to side, exploring that stretch in the back hip. Keep breathing. And come back. And heel down, toes up, doing the stretch in the back of the front leg now. Stay here, take a few breaths. I'm going to change this angle. Maybe over-changed it. Maybe I'll try and change it a bit. It's better. So we're back here, and I'm going to come forward. I'm going to come into we're going to come onto the back toes and come into Parsvattanasana. So don't have the foot too far back, maybe step it in a bit, come onto the toes and just step up to your Parsvattanasana and then observe that come onto this heel, then I'm pushing back. I want to have weight back on the back leg. Turn the back foot out as much as you need. Make sure that you experiment with the distance between the feet. You want a strong base, pushing down evenly into both feet. Stay here, take a few more breaths. from Parsvottanasana. I'm just going to push back, keep pushing down into both feet, and then turn your back foot out a little wider, just angle it out a little more, bend the front knee and come into your warrior one. So you can take your right hand on your right knee and sweep the left arm up, come into your warrior one. That's a rubbish angle in the camera. Just take a few breaths here. Then turn on to the back toes and sink all the way down and feel that stretch here. Come down all the way down onto the knee, and then maybe even coming back into a slight back bend. Push down into the front leg, and then just come down and back into Parsvottanasana again by curling onto the back toes. And just take a few breaths here. A few breaths in Parsvottanasana, again, side stretch. So allowing the breathing to calm down to a nice calm equilibrium. So make sure you've got weight on that back foot. Doesn't matter if you're only halfway down, as long as you've got your weight grounded into both feet. And then from here, you're just going to take, so your right leg's in front, taking the left hand onto the back of the hip and twist down from the chest. Pushing down strongly into the feet. Pushing down if you can into the hand, to the fingers, whether you have blocks or if you've got a chair or something. You can take this arm up if you want. Pushing down into both legs. And then come back. And back. Take a breath here. And then bend the front knee and coming back into warrior one. Again. Just adjust your back leg. Push down into that back leg. Try and get the hips level here. Come into a back bend if you want, if you can. And then come back. Curl onto the back toes. We're coming back down into that lunge again. Have the hands up if you want. And just push that heel back down, straightening the leg and feeling the stretch in the front of the back leg. All the way down onto the knee. And stretch. And then come back. Maybe a little stretch back just to give this front leg a break. And come forward and back into your Parsvottanasana one more time. Take a few breaths here. Checking in with the weight distribution on the feet. Make sure you're grounded into the back leg. And then from here, I'm just going to walk around to the outside and feel that stretch. The outside edge of the front leg. Again, pushing down into the hands, pushing down into the feet. Make sure that you haven't locked out your legs. And more, you can push down into your legs. And you can push down into the feet and more. You're going to feel released and free and easy in the hips. And then come back to the beginning point. And then just come into a nice down dog. Walking the dog, shaking out the legs. Just release in whatever way you need to. If you want to now, you can come down into a little child's pose and have a little mini break. Just make sure that your breathing is nice and calm. Nice, calm equilibrium. So you might be resting in down dog, or you might be resting in child's pose, or you find restorative. It's fine. Just cover. So if you're not in down dog, come back to down dog. I'll show you what we're going to do next. I'm just going to come forward and back. So it's into a bit of a plank, but we're going to keep the knees bent. Keep the elbows in and just come forward and back. So down dog and plank. Down dog, plank. Or alternatively, you could come back on the knees and forward on the knees. So that's an alternative. If that's too much for your back, just come back and forward. And then back to down dog. And step the right leg forward and then turn back to your side bend. Remember, we're in forward bending, right leg forward bend. We're going side to side, gently. We're going to do the whole sequence on the other side now. So we started off, come down to the left side and just open that stretch as wide as you like. Hold it here, don't hold the breath. Keep breathing, keep pushing down into that foot to protect the knee. And then we just come round into a lunge. Left leg forward now. Just coming back and forward, opening up. And then just explore that lunge, moving around. See what happens when you twist. Stretch moves across the hip. From the outside to the inside. And slight stretch back. And then just curling onto the back toes to come into your Parsvatanasana. Step the back foot forward as much as you need to. Just make sure that your hips are facing the front and you're grounded evenly into both legs. Make sure that back heel is down. A few breaths here. And then turn the back toes out at an angle a little bit wider. Bend the front knee and then swing one arm then the other into your warrior one. Pushing that leg down to drag that hip forward so that it's even and level. Coming into a slight back bend. And then turn onto the back toes. Onto the ball of the back foot and slide the body down. So we're getting a more intense stretch in the front of the back leg. All the way down, down, down till the knee comes down. And either keeping on the toes or resting on the top of the foot. And then to slight back bend if you want. And then gently come down. Down. And then curl onto the back toes back into your Parsvatanasana. Just stay here for a couple of breaths. Face in the front. And then take the right hand onto the right back of the hip and twist. Pushing down strongly into the feet and into the hands. And optionally take that right arm up. The more you can push down into the legs, and then we get that sthira on, the more space you should feel around the hips. Just twist up into this stretch. And then back down. And again, bend the front knee, come back into your warrior one. Pushing down into that right leg. Get the hips level so that they're facing the front. Up onto the ball of the back foot and sink down. Feel that stretch. Push the heel back. Straighten that leg as much as you can. Nice intense stretch in the back, front of the back leg, and then all the way down onto the knee. And back. And then come back down. Maybe a little break for that front leg again. And we stretch back. What you need to do. Remember, the only compulsory thing is breathing. So if you need to take a break, take a break. And then curling onto the back toes, we're coming back to Parsvattanasana again. Get the hips facing the front here. Really important. If you need to take this leg further out to the side. And then walk the hands around to the left. Pushing down into the legs, pushing down into the hands. And then back to your down dog. Just shaking out, releasing. Come back to neutral, so the hips are neutral in down dog. And stay here or come down into child's pose or any comfortable, restful position, trying to keep the hips neutral. So you could be down in child's pose like this. If you want to, or just stay in down dog. Hello. 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 So just take a wee break here, a mini break. And then come back into down dog in a second. I'm just going to show you what we'll do next. I know you're bored. So we'll come into down dog. We'll show you. I'm just going to do this as one leg and then the other. So from here, I'm going to lift the right leg, bend the knee, take the leg out to the right and push it across. So from other angle, take the right leg up, bend the knee, take it out to the side and then push it across. So you're feeling a nice stretch all around that groin, that psoas area. Pushing down into the legs, into the hands and into that left leg. Lifting the knee up and pushing it across. Then, from here, stay where you are. From here, I'm just going to take that leg up. Make sure that the sacrum is level. Inhale, stretch the right leg out. We're going to exhale, bring the knee in, curling in. And then come forward. Keep the elbows in, come all the way down, and up again. So inhale, stretch the leg out, exhale, bring the knee in and come forward. So if you want, you could modify this. Maybe just stay on the knee, and forward and back like this. Perfectly acceptable. Let's do 5. I don't know if that's 5, but then just come back and rest. Either back in down dog or come back down to your child's pose, restoring the breath. Just take a few breaths wherever you are. And once you feel your breathing has come back down to equilibrium, you can come back into your down dog, to the other side. So remember, first thing we did, remember Harry, take the left leg up this time, bend the knee, take it out to the left and push it across to the right. So we're lifting that knee up and pushing it across. Slowly the foot pushing across to the right. Try and keep the shoulders level. Nice stretch in the left groins. And then back. Exhale, knee in and across. And just keep moving back and forward. Inhale. Exhale. Knee to chest, elbows in and forward. And inhale. Stretch the leg out. Try and move with your natural breath. And if it gets too quick, just take a break. About 5-ish. When you're done, just take your rest. Now we're restoring in down dog, all the way down to child's pose. And take a breather, restoring the breath. So if you're coming down, you can take your hands facing up. So you're resting here. But if you've got too much weight on your head and you feel a strain in the neck, you need to bring your arms round and rest on the arms. And just stay in your restoring position. And just observe the breathing. Just coming all the way down. Nice, slow pace. Just come up to standing now. So if you're in down dog, just push the hands back. If you're kneeling in your child's pose, just come up slowly, slowly. We're going to come up and do a little easy peasy balance. Just slowly, just uncurling until you get to standing. And just shake out, soft knees. Hips facing the front, and again, just round and round. You can either look behind you or you can gaze to the tip of the nose. And just come back to Tadasana. Just feet hip width apart, spread the toes, keep the knees soft, keep the hips facing the front, roll the shoulders. Engage the abdominals and just push down into the feet. Just stand here. Nice deep breaths. And make sure that the neck is in alignment. So the back of the head, pull back slightly, the ears lined above the shoulders. And just prepare for our balancing postures by imagining some roots growing out of the center part of the feet. And get that weight nice and even. Feel like you're planting yourself into the air. Push down. Push down to the balls of the feet and the heels. And just going to take the weight onto the right foot. Make sure your eyes are open for this. And make sure also that you're not standing on too much sponginess. So I've got two mats here, but I only want to stand on one thin mat or a wooden floor. So if you've got a rug and a mat and a blanket or a really spongy mat, then you just want to make sure that you're standing on something quite hard. And then just keep that knee unlocked, weight on the right foot. I'm just going to try and take the left leg up and hold on to the top of the foot. Knees together, legs parallel. And then if you feel stable, you can take the right arm up and relax the shoulders as much as you can. And then take the right arm down. So if you can hold on to the foot with both hands. That stretch, intensify, and then switch hands. So the left foot is in the right hand. Standing up nice and straight. And that weight even on your right foot. Between the heel and the ball. Left arm up if you feel stable enough. Just gently pulling that left leg up. Nice stretch. Down. Release the leg down. Shake out. Shake out. Excuse. Carry, come here. Shaking out the legs, then we'll just do this on the other leg. Sorry about the hurry. Just taking the weight onto the left foot now, spread the toes, soft knees. Keep yourself stable, and then taking the right leg up into the right hand. Knees together, legs parallel. We're trying to look ahead and balance it some heads difficult. You've got to try and focus on a point that's not moving, maybe just a couple of meters in front of you. Whenever you can. You take the left arm up. Put your legs here. And then bring your left arm behind. Take the foot in both hands, if you can. And then switch. And give that leg a little pull, just feel that nice stretch. And take the right arm up. And lengthen up through the spine. You can engage these deep postural muscles by lengthening up through the spine. So axial extension, switching all these deep postural core muscles on, and then release. And then come back in there. And just come back down, shake out the legs. Release. Come back. Soft knees, and again, just spin round and round in your palm tree, first twist. And then come back. Step forward, bend your arms up. And come down to down dog momentarily, and then into your pigeon pose. If you need to come into supine pigeon, then just come onto your back. Step back, and then take the right leg forward and swivel, and then down and go. I'll talk you through supine pigeon in a second. Just like this, make sure that the back leg bounce is straight down from the hip and just rest here. If you've got problems with any kind of joint problems, arthritis, anything like that, and having that whole weight pushing down into this might not be for you, then you need to come onto your back. So the right leg now, move, Harry, move. Bend the knees, right knee up and out to the side, to basically just opening that knee out to the side. So it's the same position, but lying on your back instead of your front. Okay. Get a nice stretch around the groin. You can rest on your elbows, your fists, forehead, all the way down. Just release. And as you inhale, just blow your belly up like a balloon. Feel that breath opening up all the way down into the pelvic basin. You'll stay here for a good few breaths, so make sure you're comfortable to start with. Relax the neck. So if we can get completely relaxed in this position and stay a little bit longer, and we're doing more of a yin style. And just stretching the connective tissue and releasing any trauma, any kind of trauma that's locked in the body. Whether it's an emotional trauma, a physical trauma, whether it's an accident or an on purpose. Doesn't matter, it's locked in the body, whether it happened 2 days ago or the day you were born or even months before you were born. You get this trauma locked in the body. And you release it through working with the body. Just gently come out of this. And then take that back leg and hook the knee in behind. Did you see that? So the back leg, let's do that from the side. So the back leg comes in behind the knee and across. And then we're in our cow pose. Yeah? So, and if you're lying down, literally just do this but lying down. So you would have your leg here, and then you would just take this leg up and hold it like this, yeah? Easy peasy. So here we are. Just take that leg in, sit down into your cow face pose. You can have a block underneath your sit bones if you need to. Just stay here. Let's take a few breaths here as well. You don't want to feel any pain or any extreme discomfort, but you need to be at that edge. You need to feel that kick. Something's happening. So I sometimes describe this like, compare it to Indian curries. So if you want to go for, what's the strongest one? What I mean one is stronger than vindaloo, but if you want to do that and rip your face off and you can't taste anything, you know, that's not really good. But if you want to go for a really kind of mild korma, then you know you might not feel anything. Go for a buna. Let's say this is a buna. Somewhere in the middle, get a little bit of a kick. Stretch. And you can start to lean forward if you want to. So let's stretch now the outside edge of the hip. And then come back. Keep the legs where they are and we'll do a closed twist if you can. So your right leg is on top and you're taking your left leg across and twisting to the right. And sink back into the hips. So you really feel this twisting from the hips. If that's not comfortable, then don't do it. Or maybe just take a slight twist, or maybe even take a little twist. Just twist in the other way. Right, it's just relaxing completely. Try and make sure you've got even weight on each sit bone. And down into the base. And forward into your down dog, and just to release and neutralize the hips. Walking the dog. If you're on your back, you can stay on your back and just take the legs up straight. And take a few breaths here. Make sure you're completely released. And then take the left leg forward and into your pigeons. So again, if you're doing the supine version, that's fine. Nice stretch. And here, into the groin. Nice deep breaths. Really blow up that belly like a balloon and bring the breath right into the pelvic basin. And now as you do that, just feel everything, the tension being pushed away from the pelvic floor. And this side, the opposite of holding in the toilet, just completely relax and let go. Take a few more breaths here. All the way down if you want, just whatever is comfortable. And take a few more breaths here. Let's wait for it to kick off. Hey, where's your daddy? Where's your daddy? Where's your daddy? Sussed out yet that his daddy's back home. He does. Stick. Take another breath, deep breath all the way in. Fill up with softness and space underlying the knees. And come back. And then we're going to do this. Back leg comes up and in behind and into your, what's it called? How face pose. Just get the weight even on the sit bones left and right. Get a block underneath if you need it. Just be comfortable and stay here for a few breaths. Enjoy the stretch. And on. And then let's get back to going crazy at the dogs. I've got them on there. And stretch. The breath still blowing up like a balloon. Still pushing that breath into the pelvic basin. Releasing completely. Lengthening up through the torso on the inhale. And squeeze the belly in. And forward and exhale. And gently come back up and do that. Again, you've got the option in the closed twister. So I should have said if you're on your back doing this, you've got the option of taking the legs off, and that would be the equivalent of the closed twist. And this way would be the equivalent of the open twist. So sorry, I didn't specify that. If you're doing the supine version. Closed twist. Left leg is on top. I'll twist him around to the left. It's the close twist. Twist the other way is obviously the open twist. Sink back onto the sit bones. Get even on both sit bones. Just feel a nice stretch around the whole of the hips and pelvis. A couple more breaths. And gently come back. And release. And just take the legs up. Lean back and just do a nice, easy side to side. Windscreen wipers. Anything else you need to do to release, maybe lifting up onto your feet. Sounds quite sometimes. Like that. Anything you need to do. And then just bring the legs straight out, pull the flesh away, and just do a nice easy flow of breath. So nice relaxed legs, and just really let the spine roll forward. Nice stretch at the back of the spine, back of the neck, pushing down into the legs, just relax. You can, if you want, take your hands back, just rest on the backs of the hands, and just a nice relaxing stretch down the whole of the back body. Just take a few minutes here. And just move around whatever way you want to release. So just tightness in this neck. Anything you need to do. And then you're ready to slowly come back up. And take whatever last movements you feel you need. Anything you want to stretch out or shake or push or twist or pull. Anything at all. Just take your last movements. Get your layers on. Get yourself comfortable. Get yourself a nice blanket, pillow, whatever you need. Socks, jumpers. And since we're at home, you can either lie down with your legs up against the wall, or lie down with your legs up on the furniture, bed, sofa, whatever, or just take the legs down to the corners of the mat and roll the feet open, palms down on the floor, palms facing up, arms about the same angle as the legs, and just stay here. You can keep your hands here, or put one hand on the low belly, one on the upper chest. Make sure the elbows are nice and relaxed down. If you're having low back issues, you can put something underneath your knees, or just bend the knees up so that the feet are at the edge of the mat and drop the knees towards each other. And just stay here. And just tuning back in as we started, tuning into the breath, tuning in, connecting to the physical sensations, whatever you're experiencing in the physical body. Just stay with that, and anytime you get distracted by thoughts, by feelings, just come back to the body, stay in the present moment in the physical body, in the here and now. Stay as long as you want. I'm going to close this session now, but we can stay here for as long as you like. And just relaxed. And after we've worked and we come down into relaxation, we go deeper into the parasympathetic. So this is where you get more bang for your buck in your relaxation. More relaxation for your time. So stay as long as you can. And just drift away. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Namaste. Stay safe. Bye. Thank you.